Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and if you have a Taurus ascendant, a Taurus moon, and a Cancer sun, then this is your video. You are in the right place. When I think of Taurus and I think of Cancer, I think of fixed earth, and I think of cardinal water, and I think of fecund and fertile energies. So you're very fertile physically, so you can get impregnated very easily. So keep that in mind. You can even impregnate very easily. Okay, your rising and your moon sign are in fixed earth. Again, dry, nocturnal, hard because it's earth, ruled by Venus. So you have to understand the placement of Venus, whether you have a day chart, night chart, her sign, her house, the aspects, and things like that to ascertain how your life will play out. Okay, but this is the archetype of the builder, Taurus, right? And you have your sun and moon there. Now you have your ascendant and your moon there, and your sun is in cardinal water. Okay, and cardinal is always wants to start new things, and water is Cancer is a very different expression of water, because it's water that wants to start new things by caring, by nurturing. So, and Cancer is related to food, and Taurus is related to food, and food binging, and food cooking. So, food is a big part of your life. You're definitely a foodie. Okay, definitely a foodie. And now let's understand Taurus. Taurus is the archetype of the builder. Okay, and you have your ascendant and your moon here. So the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. And the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So the rising sign is how you interface with reality, your physical body, how you look, your gestures, how the world perceives you. It is how you are plugged into the matrix, and understanding the soul karma of your ascendant is key in figuring out your natal chart. Okay, Vulcan is the esoteric ruler of Taurus, the goldsmith of the gods, and Taurus is not just about materialism, it is also about spiritual awareness, because the fixed star Aldebaran in Taurus is the third eye of the bull. So when that is activated, the bull is awakened and releases his animal self, right? Taurus likes to root deep, and especially with your ascendant and your moon. Now the moon sign is, of course, your mother. It's your imagination. It's your womb energy. Moon rules the breasts, and moon is the ruler of your sun, by the way, because you're a Cancer sun. So you have to understand that you have an exalted moon. So it's nice, Now, the moon is your imagination, your psychic awareness. See how the moon fluctuates in the sky and how our emotions fluctuate and flit by. That emotional side of us is the moon. The moon is how we menstruate. The moon is when we conceive. It is how we connect with people, how we nurture people, our everyday habit patterns, our mother, how we will be as mothers. So you have that in Taurus as well. And moon is exalted in Taurus. Moon and Venus are friends, the two feminine archetypes available to us. Not masculine. Every other planet is masculine if you leave out the asteroids. Okay, we have just moon and dear old Venus. So moon is exalted in the Venusian sign of fixed earth of Taurus. She likes this grounding that Taurus gives, and she can be very artistic here. Okay, Taurus rules the throat. So having an exalted moon here and you're rising, you have a beautiful voice, and people are immediately attracted to your voice. And throw in that Cancer sun, which is sextile your moon, which is a beautiful aspect. You have a very empathic, emotional way of speaking, and people can listen to you forever. Again, thyroid is ruled by Taurus. If that is out of whack or imbalance, and you can put on weight. Again, emotional eating and putting on weight. Cancer has the same problem, and once weight is put on, it's not easily lost by Taurus or Cancer. So keep that in mind. Okay, you like substance and you like stability. Taurus loves, both Cancer and Taurus love substance, but Cancer is cardinal, so it shifts, it changes, it brings in the change of season. So it is more used to change than the fixed bull, earth, nocturnal sign of Taurus. Okay, that doesn't like changing. So there's stubbornness, there's fixity. Okay, that very temperamental, can be very moody. Sometimes exalted planets do not work, in their best capacity. Sometimes they actually bring us down, because an exalted moon in Taurus can be prone to all sorts of excesses. Venus, sweet things are Venus. The moon in Taurus could be very into sweet things, and then you very hedonistic if you're giving into the lower vibes. Can be very controlling, can be very possessive. Okay, very into security, safety, and finances. It wants good things. Think of the five flowered pentagram of Venus. Through her movement across the zodiac in 8 years, she comes back to the same spot. So, it's how we experience the world through our five senses. That's what Taurus does. So it's very tactile. It likes to touch. It's very sensual. Takes time in bed. No rush. Will cuddle you after the whole thing. Okay, wants a connection. Very beauty oriented. So a lot of people tend to work in beauty industries. Of course, arts, crafts, financing, banking, but beauty, and especially throw in that Cancer sun, I just get the feeling that many of you are into beauty. Okay, temperamental, stubborn, I already told you that. Oftentimes there is the need to rescue rootless people and give them roots. So the damsel in distress trope can be functional for Taurus, men and women. The women want to be the damsel in distress, waiting for her knight. The men want to rescue their damsel in distress. So, don't get too caught into that. The key with Taurus is, because it is embodiment, there is always a fear of getting caught in this material flesh and bones body. And you don't want to think outside of it. You're so into the pleasures of Venus. As I said, Venus seduces us into incarnation. So, when you give in to the pleasures and you become very, prone to excesses and hedonism, then that's all you want. Buy, obey, consume, hoard, procure. You want the best things. You want the best food. And that can be very rich. Okay, and, of course, then problems start. Taurus is connected to the Muladhara chakra, so grounding is the key to this. And the Sephiroth that it connects with is Malkuth, which deals with vegetation and the physical world again. Now, escape being enmeshed in the desire realm and you will flourish. Work in understanding the higher frequency of Venus and understanding the root of desire. Interestingly, Buddha said that the root of all desire is suffering. Okay, the root of all suffering is desire. Okay, so ultimately in Buddha's era was the age of Taurus. So, he achieved enlightenment in the age of Taurus. You understand that Taurus is not just about buying, hoarding. Yes, you like things to be functional. Yes, you want pretty things. Yes, you want that good guy. Yes, you want that rock in your hand, on your finger. But there is a spiritual side to you that I don't think you can ignore. And as you grow older, it sort of, because you're so fixed, you don't want to change. An episode like Uranus and Taurus can eviscerate your reality, and you just don't know what hit you. That can happen. with Uranus and Taurus people who don't like change. So it's all right to be fixed. In fact, it's wonderful to be fixed, but do not remain in that state. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to realize things are ephemeral, transient. Nothing is forever, right? Well, Taurus, that was about you. You definitely don't like surprises. You like things to be steady and planned. That's something about Taurus. Remember when you give them gifts. And Stephen Forrest, the eminent astrologer, says that Taurus is not just about money. At an even more fundamental level, it represents nature itself and the survival resources it provides us. See, second house, what comes to us as resources. That is Taurus. Powerful. Embody that energy. Touch base with your body always. Now you have a third house sun in Gemini, which is cardinal water. Not Gemini, sorry, Cancer. Cardinal water, ruled by the moon. And you have your exalted moon in Taurus. Okay. Now, having your sun in Cancer. Okay, let's understand the sun, the archetype of the sun. It is our father. It's a healthy sense of I am. It is our soul's goals and purposes. Okay, it is our impulses, but the most soul impulses. It's how we shine, our leadership skills, our bosses, the kings. Okay, and our father and father-in-laws, husband also. Now, sun does not do well in Cancer per se. Okay, it's not a strong position for the sun. It's water and cardinal, and sun does not like that energy. Moon is cold and moist like Cancer. The sun cannot really shine in that sign. Okay, although it's not in fall or anything, but the sun is. Of course, you have to know by day chart or night chart. You have to understand. The aspects, and then you can come together with the whole story. But service and caring for people, I think, is a big part of who you are. And having the third house sun, it's about communities and local groups and how you provide nourishment to them. Taurus and Cancer are two signs that will always feed you if you go to their house. So you're probably very generous with food. You like to eat and you like people to eat around you. So that can rake up huge bills too, because you think, oh, that's just for food, and by the end of the month you don't realize how much you've spent. Okay. As Taurus rules throat, thyroid, Cancer rules breasts and stomach. So immediately you understand food, nourishment. Okay, the purpose of a Cancer sun is to provide nourishment, because sun illuminates, and this is the third house. So communities, your local communities, your neighborhood, your brothers. Your brother could be involved in the work you do, in fact, with having a third house Cancer sun. And it could be psychic work, because Cancer is very psychic. It is the domain of the moon. It is about care and nurturing, and the mother, of course. Your father is probably very motherly, and and it's a sextile, because Taurus is earth and Cancer is water, so they're in a sextile formation, which is harmonious, because earth and water are friends. Put them together, you get clay. So fertile. That is the energy. So and Cancer is the archetype of the nurturer, the mother and child. So you're definitely going to be, and third house is communication. So you are definitely going to be emotional in the way you communicate. Okay, more so than any other placements of Taurus and Cancer like this, because this is your third house of communication, and you have your sun there. Okay, of course, it's not like having your moon there, but again, you have to see day-night chart, and who's looking after you, because in the night chart, it's Mars, the malefic, who is better for you, and Saturn is bad. Saturn is good in the day. In the day, Jupiter is good for you, and Venus protects you in the night. Okay, and Venus is the benefic who helps you out if you have a night chart. So, I mean, there are many things you've got to look at, but Cancer sun The ruler being an exalted moon in Taurus, you're definitely artistic. And if you figure out how to find that care and the nurture that you give to others, you will do very well if you give that to yourself too. Self love is something that Cancer sons need to learn. And they always attract men who are very, into breasts, and also they'll probably cook for them and feed them and look after them. And sometimes cancers can be very mothering, very bossy, very manipulative. I mean, these are the shadow sides of the archetype, of course. So leave me a comment and let me know if you like the video. Subscribe, please, and don't forget to book a reading. Thank you.